How's it, guys? Welcome once again. Good evening to everyone. So today is actually Friday. So what I'm gonna do quickly is I'll just jump into the charts, and what I want to do is do a full weekly breakdown analysis on certain pairs. I'm mainly going to do the pairs that I'm having on my watch list. Those are the pairs that I'll be trading for the whole lot of this year. So my watch list is not going to change. But for those that may send in requests for pair analysis, you can feel more than welcome, more than free to send your check of your pairs for analysis. Then I'll be able to look at and do a breakdown on your analysis. So right now I'm going to be sharing my screen here. I'm using a Zoom recording session to just share screen and jump into the charts and see what we have. Okay, guys. So it's your boy Kitopa FX representing Kitopa FX. So let's jump into the charts, right? Awesome. So right now, guys, you can see this is my screen, and I've got my that I want. Okay, so something that is motivating me every time I come to the charts. Let's jump into the charts, guys. A few charts here. What I would like to start with first, what we're going to start with first, guys, is we're going to start with our indices. So I'll start with US30, okay? So I'm going to start with US30 as our main pair that we're starting with is US30. So that's what we're going to start with. So what we do here, the way that I trade is not a secret, guys. So my trading strategy is a Falcon trading strategy, which I learned from Falcon FX. So if you want to be part of the trading Falcon trading strategy, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. Once again, it's your boy Kitopa FX representing Kitopa FX in conjunction with African FXC. Okay, so today, guys, it's a Friday. We actually had a very productive week with our analysis and charts and made a lot of profits. But what we're gonna do to this evening is just quickly go through a weekly breakdown analysis, so that tomorrow we won't have to do the weekly recap and for the week coming ahead. So what I've got prepared here is I'm going to go through a few of my charts, a few of my my watch list, what I have on my watch list actually. And mind you, my watch list is not going to change in the next coming months. So for this whole year, that's what I'm trading. The pairs that I have on my watch list, that's what I'm trading. Okay. But for you guys that might want to send through your pairs for analysis and forecasting, feel more than free to send your pairs for analysis and forecasting. So what I'm going to do is just now is jump into the charts, and we are having a screen recording. We are recording our screen right here. So once when we're done with the video, we'll be able to post the video via YouTube on our YouTube channel. You can please follow our YouTube channel at Kitopa FX, capital link on YouTube. You can just follow that channel and subscribe and like for more good, important contents. Okay, guys. So right about now, we're just gonna jump into the charts and do a breakdown. So what I have here, guys, is US30. That's what I'm gonna start with, and we are going to start with removing all the drawings. Okay, so we are going to remove the drawings so we can have a clear chart and be able to see exactly what it is that we have been looking at and we're looking at. Okay, remember, guys, what we are doing is top-down analysis. Okay, so it's top-down analysis. We go from the higher time frame up until the lower time frame where we find our entries, and so that we can be able to see the much bigger picture of what is happening. Okay, So right now, I'm going to go to our daily time frame. So why daily time frame? To be able to see the overall structure and the overall price pattern in price action with regards to how the price has been moving over the time. Okay, so this is a lot of months price. Okay, guys. So we are going to mark our lowest point and our highest point at this moment. So I want to mark my lowest point. Okay, and then let's keep this white. I want it to be white so it doesn't get to confuse a lot of people out there. So this is our lowest point that we had on US30. Then we are going to get our highest point. Remember, guys, we only use red lines, okay? We are using only red lines for marking our lowest and highest points, okay? And you can see previously here, I want to just show you something. Previously here on US30, this was our highest point, and then we broke through that highest point in a new high. So what we've created is a new high on US30. Right now we are at actually a new high. We might even go higher than that, depending with how it plays out. Okay, so we're going to remove this middle part because that's not what we're looking at. And then we are going to mark our patterns, okay, our structure. So this is daily, marking these points. We are marking up these points, guys, on our daily structure, marking up these points, right? With our touches. So on the daily, we are done. So right now we are done on the daily. We're going to go to a much smaller time frame so that we can be able to see exactly what structures do we have and how can we be able to build our patterns from there and see where we can be able to take our entries. Okay, so I'm going to go to the 4-hour time frame right now. So 4H. On 4H, as you can see, guys, there's a lot of information. There's a lot of information right now on 4H. But remember, what are we actually looking for? The most bid current price, okay? Because that's where the money is, on the current price. So we are only looking at the current price and we're paying attention to the current price because that's where we want to be able to see what has been really happening with the price. Okay, guys. So this is on the 4-hour. We want to find our areas and our structures and patterns, but you can see the nature of US30, guys. It buys and then after some point it corrects, then it buys, it's ever buying. So this pair is ever buying. Remember, it's an index. So this index ever buying because of the type of companies that are involved in it. So that is why it's ever buying, guys. You shouldn't have it confused with so many things. So we are actually here, guys, looking for patterns. How can we be able to trade this? Okay, that's what we are doing. We are looking for patterns, guys. How can we be able to trade what is happening right now in the market? Okay, so we are going to remove this highest point because it's confusing the structure here. I'm removing that highest point, and then we've got this area here where US30 is currently, and then we've got a trend line. So what I want to do here, is I want to just bring this trend line a little bit out, because why? I want us to concentrate on this current bid of price here that is happening here. You can see what is happening here. This is our current price. So we need to really pay attention and see how can we be able to trade this type of structure. Okay, it's a very, very confusing structure, but it's very easy and clean. Remember previously, guys, US30 was at these areas, then it bought, formed a double top right here. It formed a double top here. You can even see it's more triple quadruple top, you know. So that's what US30 at this particular moment here. Remember, this is a 4-hour time frame, guys. It's a lot of information here. We formed a double top and then we sort of. But look at the way we sort of. We sort of and we didn't make it to this low here. Okay. So when we sort of, we didn't make it to this low here. I like to use the wicks, and then we pushed back up. But look the way we pushed back up, guys. We formed an arc. Okay. Look at the way we pushed back up. Formed an arc. For those, some of you are familiar with the cup formation, okay? Yeah, I can say it well, more or less was a cup formation right here that formed. And then while we formed that, look at how correctively this price moved, and then it just curved and then dropped to touch the low. So how did we touch that low? It's also very, very important how we touch that low. So how we touch that low is also very important, guys. We touched that low impulsively, okay? The movement was very impulsively, that's how we touched that low. Hence, so initially at this point, if you were trading this as your lowest level, you'll be looking for a double bottom formation, to look for more buying opportunities. And then price broke that low, okay? It broke that low, broke right through that low, coming to test what? This trend line, okay, guys? Remember, we are having a trend line here. Coming to test this trend line and sort of right from this trend line, it bought, okay, guys? So you can see we had the double bottom and then price broke through the double bottom, coming to the trend line, supported by that trend line and price bought, okay? This was a very good trade. This was a very, very good trade because if you had caught this trade from here, you obviously have held on to it for 3-4 days and you be in massive profits. Okay, guys. So I can go. I would like to jump onto to the 1 hour time frame because I want us to really look at why we are getting this type of structure. You can see we are still bouncing off the trend line. Okay, you can see we are still bouncing off that trend line, guys. We're still bouncing off from there. We came. So we were at this level here where we broke through that previous low and then created a lower low, but we were still bouncing on the trend line and then we bought. So when we bought, look at how we bought, okay? Look at the nature of the price when we bought on S&P. Look at the nature of the price. It's impulse. A very, very beautiful impulse, guys. Impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse. Okay, but we showed it to make a higher high, okay? So at this point, and look at this point, when we impulse, so we had an impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, and then correction. We created a double bottom, okay? So this double bottom, actually, guys, at this point, you knew that you were also looking for more buying opportunities. And those buying opportunities, with the nature of this double bottom, we was expecting price to come up to, from there to come up to these areas. That's what we was expecting of price to do, but it didn't create that much of a higher high. Hence, it just came on this same level. It couldn't break that higher high, okay? It couldn't break that previous high, you can see, guys. So price has been ranging in these areas. On this resistant area, it has failed to break that resistance. So when price came at this area here, when price came at that area, you can see the type of pattern and the structure that we were looking for. These are type of patterns that we look for, especially for those that trade Falcon style. So you'll be looking for this type of pattern as your selling pattern, okay? So when you see something like this, definitely you know what you're looking for, because if so this is another thing, guys. This is one thing that is very, very nice here. If price came from this low here where we are the double bottom, we impulsed up, corrected, correction. This more or less was a continuation, guys. But you know why it was not supported much of a continuation and considered as a bearish flag? Because this was a bullish flag, obviously supposed to be a continuation. From this point, you know what you're looking for is a breakout to the upside. This type of flag, you'll be looking for a breakout to the upside, right? But the only disadvantage at this point is that where the flag is forming, okay? It's forming at what? At resistance, below the resistance, okay? If this flag, so if this flag was forming, if price broke above that resistance level and then the flag formed on the resistance, it would have been a very, very good buying opportunity because it's forming above the resistance. And now the problem we had here is that price was forming below the resistance. So when price is forming, a flag is forming below the resistance, it failed to break the previous high that we have here. Price failed to break that previous high and then formed a flag, an ascending sort of flag below the resistance. So that was an indication for us that we weren't looking for buying opportunities at that particular moment, rather than we were looking for selling opportunities. Okay. So that's just one of the clues that how you can be able to differentiate whether you are going to look for a buying opportunity or a selling opportunity if you are given this type of a nature structure that is forming like this here. So we saw it, okay? We came back to the same trend line again, guys. That's what I'm saying. You see, this trend line has been there because it's from our daily, it's our daily trend line. Look at price respecting that daily price, the daily structure, okay? Look at where the trend line is coming from. Price still respecting that trend line, okay? That is why price is bouncing off there and buys. When it sells, it bounces off there and buys, okay? So we are using this trend line as our guidance to know how deep price can sell and how far price can buy, okay? So let's go back to the 4 hour. Then we are going to go to the 1 hour to check our entries, okay? And the type of patterns as well we're looking for on the 1 hour for our entries. So I've just explained, I've just broken down this whole section here as to why price was behaving in that particular manner and why it sold or why it bought, okay? So now our current price, look at this, the market is still open, it haven't yet closed. To be closing, I think should be around 10 o'clock, okay? So our current price, we bought from here. We bought from this area and now we are back at this area again. So similar thing is happening, guys. Similar thing is happening again. What is the similar thing that is happening? The price action that happened here, okay? Even though here we had an ascending sort of flag, okay? Here we've got a more of a flat flag. A flat flag is a very profitable flag, guys. It's a very, very profitable type of flag. You can see that area there. That block I just marked up is a flat flag for me. It's a flat flag. So at this particular moment, this is a 4 hour, guys. If I can go to the 1 hour, okay, 1 hour structure looks beautiful, okay? So what are we gonna be looking for at this particular moment? I want us to stay biased. I want us to stay neutral on our bias. So if we mean we stay neutral on our bias, it's either we are just gonna be looking for a breakout at this particular moment because this is more or less, this is 1, 2, 3. It's the 4th time that price is retesting that area and it's still failing to break it, okay? So the more price hits a certain area for a longer time, it ends up breaking that area, okay? So, but the only disadvantage we have with this price is that it's still forming that flag below the resistance and not above the resistance. So this would have been a very, very profitable trade if price came, okay, made a retracement like that, broke above, okay? When price broke above and then forms now a continuation. Okay, guys. So at this particular time, I'll be very confident enough to buy US30 if we break above these highs and we form a continuation like that. Once we form a continuation like that, I'll be very, very confident to buy US30 above those structures. But that being said, doesn't necessarily mean that we can get buying opportunities at the current prices, okay? At the current structure, we can still be able to capitalize at the current structure with buying opportunities, because now we are trading within this area here. We're trading within this section, this whole section here, which is an expanding triangle, okay? So we've got an expanding triangle within that area that we're trading within. We're trading within that expanding triangle, and at this time, I've got what? A trend line, okay? So I've got a trend line. Now we are on a 1 hour time frame, and we are looking for an entry. Okay, guys? Already price, please really pay attention to this. Look at how price was forming there. It just broke that level there, just broke that level. And I would like to make this like that. Okay, just to show you, you can trade in different ways, but still know that this is the structure you're looking at. This is a zone. It's been a very, very strong zone. Been as resistant, been since the previous higher high, okay? So I know that price is bouncing off that area, and what structure is it creating? Okay, so now at this point, guys, we know that what we are looking for here are selling opportunities. We cannot buy this price right now. We have to sell it above that structure. That is our stop loss. It's even too wide. That's above that structure. Our target is back to the trend line. You see how price is coming, it's bouncing. So this is how I'm seeing price. I'm seeing that by Monday or on the Asian Open on Sunday, price would have retraced to this support line, and then probably that's when we are going to get more momentum to break to the upside, for us to break this area here that has been our resistance for quite some time. So that's what I can think of what is going to take place on US30. For now, I'm seeing selling opportunities until we come to these areas here. And then from these areas here, then we can be able to be looking for more buying opportunities again. So from where price is as of now, we're probably looking at how many points? Okay, we're probably looking at we're looking at about 70, 80 points in US30, guys. So it's going to be a very profitable position for those that might take it. Even now, if you want, you can actually enter this position and be able to hold it over the weekend. But I don't really advise holding indices over the weekend. So you can see, guys, the entry that we had, while it's focusing this on the live market, okay, we are actually focusing this setup on US30 on the live market, and I've just showed you guys on how you can enter this trade, okay. That being said, another things you could have spotted on this entry, besides the fact that we had more or less an ascending channel, okay. We have an ascending channel sort of, okay, or not. Okay, you can see what we have there, guys. So this is confirmation of a sell. And another confluence that you can use here at this particular time is, look at, we have an inverse head and shoulder there. And we just broke the neckline. Okay, guys, we just broke the neckline of the inverse head and shoulder. You're doing, what are you doing? You're selling, you're selling, you're selling, you're selling. You're holding this thing, okay? So the only areas you'd be looking for to actually lock in your profits at this particular time, you'd be looking to lock in your profits at these areas. At this area, you might want to move your trades to break even. Because why am I marking up these areas? These areas are friction points. So these areas that I just marked up are friction point where price is most likely to reverse back to actually maybe create some pullbacks or create some correction. Okay, guys. So that's what we had on US30. That's what we had on US30. You can see how beautiful the structure looks on the 15 minutes as well. Maybe perhaps there's something I can see there that I can be able to explain on US30. Besides the inverse head and shoulder being another second confluence as to why we took that sell is the fact that how collectively we were forming our pattern and price here. We also look for these patterns for selling opportunities. There you have it. What is that, guys? It's a bearish flag. It's a bearish flag. We had an impulse, correction, and continuation. You see, guys, so that's what we can see there, right there on US30. The US30 haven't been really neat. It's been very choppy and messy, you know. But other than that, and with that being said, and with how price was behaving, but at least we could still do a forecasting and analysis on US30 and be able to know what we can look for in the coming week ahead. Okay, guys. So obviously Monday, Tuesday, maybe Monday, we might just have this whole move completed on Monday, and then we can start to look for more buying opportunities, because you know these type of indices, they are always buying. They can sell but for a short period of time. And over time, they are always buying. So this was your FX mentor, Kitiopa FX. So guys, you can actually follow me on my YouTube channel, which is Kitiopa FX, or you can follow me on my Instagram page, which is also Kitiopa FX. And we are now working in conjunction with African FX Seed. So we will be providing some free Forex beginners course, which is going to be lasting for a month. So we actually looking at we only have about 10 seats open for people that are interested to learn Forex, guys. So feel free to sign up, hit me up, send me a DM, and then I can be able to give you the information and more details on how you can sign up on that program. So I'm out.